Sorry, people. Yeah, technical issue, but we're back. So yes, my name is Tony, and I'm born in Taiwan, and I'm Taiwanese, currently Taiwanese, and also I'm coming from ASEAN Taiwan. So before I go to the regional office, I always stay in ASEAN Taiwan, at least entity, and also experience different opportunity. So I was OGB member before and become a marketing manager for expansion in my home LC. And I do the two terms of LCVP. One is LCVP, OGB, and another one is LCVP. So I'm always a product people. I also love HR, but definitely I'm the really product and goal driven person. Later on, I can show my strengths. You can know why I really love product. But after that, I become an LCP and also leading the ASEAN Taiwan with the OD. Because the fun fact, originally I want to apply for OGB. But then my MCP told me that, oh, you want, I think you have LCP profile. It'll be good you can become OD because there's no one being OD before, and I okay to be OD. But yeah, anyway, I started enjoying that experience, and after that, I become the MCP of ASEAN Taiwan and the regional manager in Asia Pacific. And right now, I'm the regional director of Asia Pacific and also EUR operation. So yeah, if you have any questions about EUR and AP, feel free to approach me and approach my lovely RNs. Yeah, we all have some really fun initiative coming up in the following months. So about me, so I'm the ENFJ-T person. So it means that I'm a diplomatic person who always social and also like to sharing, interacting with others. And my integrator is a helper. So usually in my team, when someone texts me a message or even my priority commission, for sure it's you. So when some people text me a message, I'll always reply in the 5 to 10 minutes, apart from my sleeping time for sure. But yeah, anyway, I'm always willing to help and offer to support because that is the way I can get energy and also to get my power. And my team roles, I'm an explorer, innovator, and driver. So I like to seek for some initiative and some ideas. Ooh, can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. Sam that's here. Yeah, the helper. Cool. I think I'm back with the internet. So my strength is futuristic, maximizer, and test. I think you'll also learn this session from IPM. So yeah, when it comes to this part, I'm always looking to sound like there's something will happen in the future, why I need to predict, and I will bring a positive energy because I realize my nature behavior, and an activator, maximizer to try to push myself and push the team in the perfect way. And yeah, that's all for my part. So before we start this session, first of all, MTA and business model, what is the connection between each other? Maybe you're thinking about midterm ambition, AIESEC 2025, and maybe you don't know what's the business model in these organizations, right? So first of all, before we start this session, for information, MTA is midterm ambition equals AIESEC 2020, AIESEC 2025. Every 5 years, we'll have a milestone and also the thing we want to develop and build up. BN, it means that business model. So that's the reason why we are working on the business model and also to look it back how AIESEC can run the operation in the perfect way as an organization. So yes, before we know this knowledge and information, we need to review our history. So yes, first of all, I will give you some activity, and there's a reference tool. It's called AIESEC History Book. I will share in the chat later. So Mary can also help me to do a screenshot first. But when you join in later, I will divide in the breakout. But since we don't have too many people right now, so I think it's fine. I will organize a breakout and I'll allocate a year for you. So when you allocate in that breakout, just be aware of which year you are and also what kind of discussion and conversation you need to bring as the way forward. So since we have a time limitation, I will bring you 1988 to 1998. Another one is 1998 to 2008. Final one will be 2008 to 2018 because these are the three generations is getting closer to each other. So yes, okay. No worry, we'll figure it out. So yeah, so for these 3 years milestone, so later on you can go into this booklet and here is the working sheet you can find out in our CEO for 90 days. Give me a second, let me look it back here. So yes, we have some working space for today, it's like the CEO for 90 days, so you can join the link here. And then just focus on the first part. I will highlight this one first. And later on, we will focus on 3 years, like the milestone. So when you're in that track, you can share what's a finding when you look into this booklet. So yes, I will also attach the link here. So later on, you can enjoy your experience and also to dig in the AIESEC theory booklet. If you didn't see it, then you can discover again. If you see already, if you read it already, then still you can also to dig in what's the topic you want to find out. So yeah, I will allocate a random breakouts and then you can start to discover all it. I will also give you another 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and then you can discover and share it together. So see you, NCP.
I don't know. I think so. Ah, Canoe here. Hello, Canoe.
Hi, Min. How you doing?
Cool. So we're 1998 to 2008. I'm correct.
Yes.
Do we have the link to that document? I did not save it.
Yeah, I can send it quickly.
Yay, got it.
Yes. So Min, are we just like reading it and like drawing the key highlights and key takeaways that we have from that year? Okay, cool.
Have you guys finished reading?
No, but I found one good thing.
Ah.
So it was change in the global information system, they decided to include AIESEC.net emails, and it was launched in 2017. I just thought it was really interesting because I thought, for some reason, I thought we had it early on, but yeah, it was. I think it was due to the fact that they had over 2,500 users using the platform, so they wanted to improve the information system.
Yes, good job. That's a good point.
Yay.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a very significant milestone because
Mhm.
I'm doing alumni engagement in AIESEC Vietnam, and we established from 2006 in this decade. So people really feel like they cannot get the joke when we are talking today about expat, because at that time they just use my AIESEC.net. That's another platform. Yeah.
It was early on, but I also found that exchanges were divided into 4 pools or 4 sections. So it was management, traineeship, technical development, and education, which I'm not familiar with because I grew up with global volunteer, global talent, and global internship. So I guess they're kind of like shifting the change. It's also interesting.
Mm. Yeah. We have new millennium generations here. 2 minutes left. Issue-based AIESEC expert. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. But yeah, I think other group don't forget to also attach your learning, but we can ask each tribe, each group regarding what is the conversation and what is the learning there. So starting from 1988 to 1998. So yeah, it's a group with Alicia and Zaza and also Iko. So yeah, who wants to go from your group?
I can go.
Sure.
Nicole literally just joined us 2 minutes before it ended. Yeah, I think
Right.
so. The main findings was the fact that we were leaning towards brand presence or building a brand presence since we were trying to so-called build our own network and extend to things such as the world summits that we were invited to. We were also invited to some other global summits run by other organizations, and with that it also kind of hindered the way that, because we were trying to do a lot of different we were trying to integrate exchanges with what we were doing, but then it still didn't work out. And there was the essence of what we wanted to, well, the essence of what like the founding members actually wanted was kind of lost, or just lost in translation, where there was a confusion in identity leading to destruction of unity and misalignment to the fundamentals of what AIESEC was striving towards. And there was a loss of membership because when exchange then became a focus again, they didn't really agree upon the relevance of exchange at that point in time. Not sure whether the social economic stuff happened here, but in terms of like the information system, we actually grew there, where we adapted a new information system called AGIS. I mean, yeah, AGIS, and it was a lot better than Target. That was the main things I was able to get. So if the other two also wanted to add on stuff, yeah, please do.
Alicia, any add-on from this group? Knowing once, twice. Yeah, I think also from this generation. Iko, you
Okay,
want to add on?
maybe I can add something, because what I saw, the problem that actually happened in these decades is actually the problem in terms of lack of documentation and numbers programming bugs. So I think the very first one, and then I think this is the decades of we using website of AIESEC.org. Yeah, website of org for the very first time.
Terus habis itu, this is appreciation.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So yeah, I think also coming from the external context, they also have a huge financial crash at that moment, no matter in AP and also in globally. So that's the reason why like the people are also not affordable for some like the financial situation, no matter in the unit or even like their family. So I think that's also why Alicia mentioned, like maybe the reason why they also people feel like the irrelevant about exchange at that moment is also like the people refuse or so we hesitate about should they go to foreign exchange about the current situation. But yeah, first time using AIESEC.org, yes, like we have a domain, and also start to use the more open website to introduce AIESEC from global like the pub. So thank you for 1988 people, and coming out to 1998. So in this group, we have Thomas, Cornelius, and me. So apart from, besides me, who wants to go?
I can go. So
Sure.
the main takeaway that I took from it was the big change in the global information system. Basically, back then they saw that they had over like 2,500 users using the platform. So they decided for a radical change where they invested to provide the needs of AIESEC with long-term information system, therefore creating the AIESEC.net emails, which was launched in December 2017, which I see, and I think many other people see, was a drastic milestone in terms of how we manage, I guess, global information. And that was the main one. And then the other one that I kind of found, which I kind of briefly looked upon, was that exchanges was divided to 4 different kind of pools. So when we're used to 3, they did 4, which is management, trainership, technical trainerships, development, and education, which I thought was pretty interesting. And I think it'll be interesting to look at how they pivot from that to global volunteer talent and internship. Yeah, but that's what I took away from it. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Thomas. And Kanya, you want to add on something for our part? Oh, good.
Anyways, I couldn't access the document properly because I could open it on my phone, but it was kind enough to share the screen. I think most of what I got was that there's a lot of investments towards platforms and IAM. They developed a separate platform just for membership handling. Yeah, that's about it for mine.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think also when it comes to exchange, what Thomas mentioned is an interesting point. They divide the 4 pools, right? It's also like the depends on what is the relevant like the context and why we need to provide an leadership program at the moment. That's the reason why we divide into 4 parts, like the for exchange program. So yeah, I think in data into 2008 to 2018, you can see how much difference when it comes to the new like the era and generation. So yeah, thank you for 1998 group. So right now we're in 2008. So Misha and Yuya, anyone want to share what is the finding here?
Okay, sorry for not being able to type because I had to read it from Yuya's screen because ISO doesn't load in Bangladesh. So the takeaway that I could take, the first one was like the initial year was focusing on achieving the goals of 2000 AIESEC 2015, and that's where the organization was pivoting toward. And then they started focusing on business development and other things as well. And at the same time, the biggest achievement was Youth for Global Goals, and which happened during like 2015-16, if I'm not wrong. And that's when we worked on how we can incorporate youth with the achieving a sustainable goal, and we came up with the projects, I think, which is one of the biggest success. And afterwards, the organization had tremendous success in achieving big numbers in OGV in exchanges. So yeah, I think this is my takeaway. If Yuya wants to add more, then he can.
Okay, so in addition, what was impressive was the launch of AIESEC 2020. And I remember this midterm election, and personally, the election was characterized by as Nisha said, that the significant growth of exchange, especially GV, and also the introduction of OD model, and also the development OPs related to the SDGs. Yeah, that's on my side.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, so connecting to 2008, like the global volunteer is become a trend. Even when the generation I joined AIESEC in 2014, so many people want to go volunteering, and also like the internship still like what we managed so far. But that's the reason why we be more broader and be more open about, okay, in the past, we only allow the people who go on exchange internally as the management traineeship, and also after that, we go on exchange after you join AIESEC and all the program there. So in the past of AIESEC program, I don't know if you, someone told you before, in 2011, 2012, the AIESEC program experience is starting coming from, for example, when you join AIESEC, become a TMP, become TLP, after I go on GT, and also become alumni. But right now, the AIESEC experience is more broader and more widely. So we have EWA, have ELD, we have Training for the Future, we have USP. All the programs they are more focused on, we are engaging and developing more and more young person in the work. That's the reason why right now the AIESEC context more widely. But yeah, this is the history when we look it back, right? But looking to right now, we review the history, but what is the connection between MTA and business model in AIESEC? But actually, when we start the MTA, so when we review the past of the history, right? When we start the midterm ambition, we start from business model. Then I will explain some small story when we're conducting all the procedure there internally as AI team. So you can have a more wider picture about what is the thing when we decided why we need to have AIESEC 2025, why we need to have like all of the milestone, all of the ambitious one to drive. So yeah, I think it will be a 15-minute story. So you can take some notes, be aware of that. I will try to make it in a fun way and more inspiring story coming from this part. Starting from the AIESEC way, so I don't know if you see yin-yang theory before. It's from Chinese, like the like yin-yang theory. So when it turns to the black side, is coming from essence. After that, what white side is coming from progress. So if you know AIESEC essence well, like when we want to grow the organization, we always need to stick to our core. I'm sorry, this is the old like the picture, but no matter what, it's still our essence. So peace and fulfillment humankind's potential, the leadership want to develop young person, and also we deliver the leadership experience, no matter exchange. And right now we're open contents about not out of exchange. These are the contents we're trying to challenge and also keep moving forward what AIESEC can be. Still keep providing the relevant leadership opportunity for youth. By the end of the day, we're achieving peace and fulfillment humankind's potential. after that, we have a progress. If we already have the answers, we want to grow the organization, we need to understand about how we need to moving forward. So yes, we have AIESEC 2025. The midterm direction aims to take closer to engage and develop every young person. How can we achieve as final mission vision we want to drive, which is PNF? So this is the yin-yang theory when it comes to the beginning. So when we start to progress AIESEC, we need to think about business model. So looking to AIESEC impact business model, this is the framework and the theory we started in the beginning. But the major objective we need to ensure we are rationing about how organization creates, deliver, and capture value. So it's also called business model innovation as the form and also business strategy. So when we look into AIESEC 2025, right? Maybe you joined IC 2019 before, you joined some of the conference before. We always mention about own the present, shape the future, and lead the change. This is a quote always in your mind, right? Because when we deliver to the network, we always starting from how we conduct, review the past experience, past years, what happened externally and internally. And then we were thinking about how will be these organizations will be in the future. But always close about this part. So after this part, the AI team will bring the output back. Also looking back, open the business model and looking back. What are something we need to be aware of that? And what is the topic and what is the elements we need to review and also to think about how this organization can pivot and also to do some transformation at this moment. So that's the reason why business model is always internally viewed as AIESEC. But I think being an MCP, we also need to know because that will help you to bring a powerful conversation when you start to run a new program, when you start to run it for new initiative, or even when you review the current operation about your current program, GV, GT, and UI. How can we moving forward and improve as a way forward? So yes, create versus ideal business, current and versus ideal business model is always we are evaluating and also review as a current state. So yes, by closing analysis about what is the current doing, we understand the strengths and weaknesses of the organization. We also grasp in which element we should focus innovation and adapt to continuously changing external environment. Last reason why we need to review the business model every time, especially when it comes to midterm ambition. Every 5 years, we need to open the business model, look it back again to see what is the current trend. We need to adapt our business model. That's the reason why when you run an organization, it won't drop and also you won't turn into the critical state if we are not keeping the relevant context about what AIESEC did. So yes, then here's kind of the design principle. So when we start to design a business model, how we're going to do. So embrace who we are. So we're not trying to transform organization at AIESEC. So in the past, we are going to do leadership opportunity, right? And right now we're selling a hot dog. It doesn't make sense about like we want to change everything there. So when you look into AIESEC context, we also need to think about, okay, we need to change, but what is a change can keep it relevant and also who we are as AIESEC, this organization. Why this organization should be existing in our entity, in this global plenary, and then still moving on our mission and our vision to moving forward. So yes, this is always we need to have a clarity in the beginning and be honest about where we stand and where we want to be. Because if you want to change, right, you need to know what is the crucial fact we have, what something AIESEC can improve. And also when we envision the future, what AIESEC can be. So after this part, how we change in the business model as a framework. Include all the elements of the organization. So AIESEC is much more than exchange program as necessary to encompass all the elements of the organization. That's the reason why right now we're encouraging EY, encourage more and more opportunity because we are all starting from the elements shouldn't be exchanged anymore. We need to be more open and be bold about what kind of decision we're going to make. Ensure this organization keep developing leadership with the relevant context. So yes, this is a basic that the business model. I don't know if you look at it before as MCP or even previous MCL's experience, and maybe you can share where is the last time you see the business model or you never see it before. Honestly, when I coming from the product, I didn't see it from my MCVP, or even when I become a back office LCP, even I don't see it before. The first time I have a touch point is coming from MCVP OD and also MCP. But yes, in the beginning of stage, we have a product stage. We know what's a key partner, what are the activities we want to do, and also resources we need to get, the relationship we want to build up, and also what are resources and benefit we want to get. But no matter what, the value proposition should be always in the middle part because this can lead us to have the right direction, how we interact with different partners and different stakeholders. Financial and fundraising. For sure, you're running your product. You are not only the charity you are running for free. We also need to know where this free product, if you want to run a free product, right, you still need to know where is your financial cash flow coming from. So we have a partners, activities, resources, relationship, channel, customer donor segments, and what is the expense and also the income. Here it comes out the final business model, and you can discover what is the thing you want to be. So if you want to discover more like the materials, right? You can check the link here after we send the output. You check the link here, you can know like the what other NGO they're running their business model. This is also the reference from previous AI team member that left the material there. But yes, after we know what we have about business model and what is the conducting the methodology and all the framework there, right now we want to look at the business model for real. So the way we are doing, I won't tell you in the one-way delivery. I want you to look at it and also discover a bit what is the current business model we have. Just for your information, this is also a business model coming from 2020, the way we haven't shipped to AIESEC 2025. So it's a good framework. You can be in a case study to look into AIESEC as a case in 2020 generation. What is the business model we have in the current situation? So later on, we have 3 slides, but I will directly send it to you the whole, like the slides, the folder and the document that we have for current business model. So yeah, they have some like the detailed context and also what is the current like the business model what we have as an organization. So yes, I will directly share you this link. I will also attach the right way forward link in here. So if you just want to know what is the material you want to look into, you can directly look into all the context there. So right now I'm sharing the business model like the slides, and when you dig in these slides, just focus on the major page I want you to emphasize. So when you go in there, you can remain the slides from 9 to 11. You don't need to look at down like the way forward slides, because I will elaborate you more as the following parts. But what I'm going to do, let's move it back. Checking the slides from 9 to 11. I hope my internet is still stable. You still can hear me. Okay, you're back. So you can share one sheet or whatever. Okay, it's connecting back. So yes, the way I need your support is to look into what went well and even better. So you can say what went well and the EBI for contents you want to get in the current state. So yeah, I'll open the breakout again. So I'll give you another 10 minutes. You can go to your breakout and have another conversation with your group to dig in what is the AIESEC business model we have. So me, you can pause the recording and see you people.
Better if we should put MX standard as a part of membership on key activities, but it's still facilitated in a rental journey through exchange standard for exchange participant and team standard for the membership. So I think it should be refreshed since we have the new way of how we deliver the leadership within our membership. And then the next one is we are financially not sustainable, because with that we only focus on exchange as the highest revenue contribution, as what currently happen. Exchange fee participant is the highest one, and then for now we not really thinking about what would be the another additional revenue that we can get from the partners. And then the next one is focus on the impact on young people, not towards the partner. Yeah, this is actually something that we're also talking, since our value proposition is actually enable the young people, but turns out what we are focusing on, we focus on how we can create a profit and making the sustainable entity, but we forget about the people that we send and go through the culture cross-cultural understanding. And I think another one, which is because I think this is not refreshed yet, we still put cross-cultural exchange instead of cross-cultural understanding here.
Thank you, Iko. Yes, this is 2020's version. So that's why when we mentioned about still previous context, but still we can take it as a case. And Thomas, so yeah, I think Thomas shared last time. So Kanil, if you're okay, you can share what's finding in your group.
I'm pretty sure he left because he had internet issues on his phone. So I'll just talk again.
Sure. Thank you, Thomas.
Okay, so in our group, we kind of struggled coming up with what went well with the business model. So I'll just go into more what they can improve on, because that's what we put most effort into. So the way that we saw it was they put a lot of effort into exchanges and not membership, as well as like the exchange aspect of like trying to get enough participants or EPs and the kind of sustainable aspect of that. Also, I saw that they are not very clear in terms of the job descriptions for the membership, because it said, if you scroll down, I kind of looked at the key takeaways of the impact and sustainability and looked at the negatives. Like, sorry, all their comments were negative. So I kind of flipped it of how they can improve it. So for the not clear JDs that targeted, sorry, just one moment, the exchange is not feasible and members don't have clear activities, which causes confusion. So that's like kind of one thing that they can improve on. And then not thinking about the impact of membership, as that wasn't the main focus. And that's kind of what we talked about. Yeah, we kind of struggled with what went well. But yeah, that's what we did. Thank you.
Thank you for your honesty. Yeah, anyway, I think it's okay. Like the way, so I think that's okay. We can move into the next slide. I think Nisha, Yuya, and Hu in your group, if you want to share, you can. Yeah, I think some of you.
We kind of struggled as well, so we have some points. So the first, even better if that could have happened, was the revenue stream could have been diverse, because relying on some certain revenue stream was a bit risky for the organization. And then the target group market, which is like 18 to 30-year-old, which is something Yuya mentioned, that it could have been localized or more defined. It's just the age, but then the profiles were not defined. And then membership experience could have been more focused. And what went well was the stakeholders are clear, like we know which stakeholder to deal with, and we have a very clear vision and focus. That's about it. Could have done more, but then we were struggling a bit.
No worry, thank you, Nisha. But looking back about like the topic we're going to see today, right? So going back to the slides, thank you for taking like time, because definitely this is the previous version. So I'm sure have us. So my objective is kind of a business model errors. What's happening if I think I'm back. Yes, this is what AIESEC creating. We are in a challenging environment, so we're back again. So looking to like the key elements, we have an impact. So our key activities not aligned with our value proposition and want to develop leadership, but the most of the effort we're just into facilitating changes. That's also like so many people highlighted even better when it comes to previous of time. We just focus on change, but we lose the clarity about what we want to envision about leadership development as the relevancy into a current society. Memberships are one of the beneficiaries, and also our activities not aligned about that. Last reason why starting from 20 generation, we bring membership back to our product. Maybe you think about it's nothing different like why membership bring back to product, but this is also really important thing when we see this organization, when we're creating the experience and impact, membership finally become a measurement to be the powerful measurement about why we develop leadership experience there. So maybe you don't see the current difference right now, but I believe in the future, we can be more powerful and also really relevant content when we focus by membership again. The way we create our impact is like the really effect about the current context. Exchange is not feasible and the members don't have a clear activities. And key takeaway from sustainability, our revenue stream, also some people mentioned, it's not diverse, it's not necessarily enough. And also like that we are not be open, so more widely contact when it comes to pandemic situation. Our investment mainly going to our structure, a little and providing our experience. That's the reason why when we look into the ideal like the business model, you can take a look at the way forward time. But in conclusion, that's the reason why conduct the key focus. We should more focus on ELD innovation out of exchange, importance of inclusion of membership, align the key activity for AIESEC to our value proposition, and clear out the company's angel institution in the business model and expand our revenue stream. That is a key focus after we brainstorm out the current business model. for sure, open for challenge. If you have any question you want to challenge, you feel that something can improve on my current business model, feel free to talk to me. I like debate. I like to have more clarity in this context, because definitely I think that's something we need to be more clear, bring more clarity, and AIESEC can be improved in a better stage. But yes, how we implement the business model after this conversation. The way we implement that thing will be AIESEC evolution, finance system evolution, and we have more leadership measurement, ELD innovation, leadership repositioning, and when it comes to BD, market development, and partnership management system. All of these metrics is coming from the root cause and the key challenge we are facing, the ambition we want to do with a new business model. When we look into importance and the inclusion of membership, it's also coming from the new EAD program improvement, and also we should put membership being back. Better understanding how to make the investment, because we also see lack of investment, lack of understanding about finance literacy, thinking about AIESEC value proposition is when it comes to employing youth leaders. Final thing, develop purposeful partnerships, expand our revenue stream, clear about the company's NGO institution, their business model. So this is the whole planning methodology, and so where we're coming from in the beginning, why we create AIESEC 2020, why we create AIESEC 2025, and how this organization can bring forward when we envision the thing we are going to envision in the future. Okay. I think definitely it's my internet, so sorry about this. But yeah, I hope we can still connect with it. I'll try to figure it out. But yes, in last MCD call last week, we also have AIESEC 2025 matrix launch. Yay! I hope in the future we can have a physical video like this. But yeah, when we look into long-lasting AIESEC, so number of advance in the membership, it means that how many people take the high leadership role as a way forward, and the growing in the equities. It means that we have more financial like the statement, and also like the we have significant growth in the entity level. Income from partner and base of performance is something remain as the same. LPS score and like the response rate, and also financial finish to complete. These also are the metrics. We always keep it there. So this is a key metrics we're going to develop in the future as AIESEC 2025. But based on the current state, because like we are planning the strategy when we bring should be our review. After quarter review, we'll see the strategy and also clear like initiative right now. It's okay. These are the metrics. We should start to think about it and so put into end goals as a measurement, because definitely we all as a global planner, we are going to implement these metrics and downscale to the entity. But what is the really meaning about the MCB current or electing to implement, or to be aware of that? Or elect, review the metrics. I don't repeat a lot because this is already a context happening in the global MCB call. Review the metrics current during transition, and review the contribution per entity to AIESEC 2025, and set a concrete step, and also to see what is the smooth change management between MC and LC level, and what is the entity direction when we bring to entity planning. So the review metrics for fully implementation on July 5. The conversation will happen there, but because of time, you can start to think about what other things you can do, and also to bring forward as a change management. But yes, I will skip to these slides because these are the topics we already covered there, and also we are all like the very as the current context. But yes, what can you expect in the following month? So by the end of this week, we will detail the downscale timeline. In RPN, we'll have another AIESEC 2025 session to think about what is the measurement need to be and how to downscale in the MC plan. And by IC, you have a clarity on the global checking system. So yes, just a quick recap. So when we look into answers session, right? The progress and also AIESEC 2025, we also have on the answers. We need to redefine what's the answers about AIESEC currently, and we want to progress midterm direction is midterm ambition is always the way we are measuring the wing of the AIESEC. So when we want to focus on the midterm ambition, so we always need to look into what's the business model we need to review, and also what we need to bring forward. And that's the reason why we can create a powerful AIESEC statement that is we are coming up. In final, the reason why we have the change about AIESEC 2025 is starting from the business model. We realized these are the key focus we should run as an organization. So then we have this implementation when it comes to AIESEC 2025. So final thing, this is a new metrics we should be aware, and also what's something to bring forward, and we need to keep in mind, because all the thing we're trying to do is to transform the organization in a better stage. So yes, the way forward as MCB elect, when it comes to MC planning and preparation, can bring these business model conversation, especially to product head. Because maybe you want to realize, oh, what happened to your operation? What happened when you downscale this operation to the network? And always we're thinking into what happened to the network, but we never thought about what happened when we review our business model, the operation while running as the entity. So bring back, always have a conversation there, because there's no solution when it comes to people, but there's always a solution when it comes to system. So when you use the business model is a one solution you can look into and also figure it out. When you try to implement and create a new initiative and also bring the business model conversation tool in this, all of the planning and all the methodology, because you'll figure it out why is happening when you lack of the revenue, why is happening when you lack of the downscaling or also this activity creation. So yes, before we're closing this part, any question you have so far or you have in your mind directly, feel free to raise up your hand. But if you know, you can give me the wave, you can give me the emoji, you know, you're all good, you all know about what to downscale about business model. Wave from Thomas. Any questions? Cool. Yeah, apart from internet issue, I cannot sort out right now, but definitely we'll sort it out in the future. Cool. Since most of people are all good in the questions, so yes, right now we're moving to the harvest learning to review and recap what is learning for today. So you can go back to this link again. Attach here, and you see here. So yeah, I'll give you one song. You can put your name and also like what is the harvest learning for today. When it comes to business model and any question you want to ask, I can also reply you after the session space. So yes, I'll give you one song. You can start working on your harvest learning space.
When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody
share. No matter you have questions or even like the thoughts or even you thought, oh, I already know about this shit, like why can't we elaborate about this? Yeah, you can also share. I just want to have a quick sense about how do you feel about today's session and what's your finding, and anything you still have confusion, like feel free to open this space. So yeah, I think I can open for 1 or 2 people to share. Anyone want to go? Yeah, Alisa, you can go.
I guess, well, yeah, I mentioned I found it quite interesting because, like, depending on which function you come from, that then just becomes your focus. So, for example, because eco is TM, right? And the first thing he spotted for the business model was like MXP. So I think that was cute. And it would be the same for anyone else. Like, if you really care about exchange, and then that's the first thing you notice. And that just goes to show how quite diverse we can be in terms of like, what I'm trying to say is like the more people who are present here, I think it would be really cool to be able to see different perspectives. Just because, like, for example, for finance, I'm quite weak in it, so I'd be very interested to see how I can learn from different people in terms of finance. Yeah, I mentioned finance a lot because I suck at it. And then I think the question that I do have is more towards like, how can we be intentional as AP in terms of driving like AIESEC 2025? Because take, for example, AIESEC in Australia has our midterm goals, right? Where we try as much as possible to align to AI, and how can we also do the same or similarly as AP region? And then the second thing is like, how close were we to achieving the midterm goals for AIESEC 2020? Like, what went well, and what should we keep in mind as we're striving towards the next set of midterm goals?
Hey, Alicia, sorry, in the middle, a bit internet lagging, but I still get what is your context I want to mention. And yeah, I think definitely like these are tools. I also attach these slides as the last part. This material can help you when you start to have a powerful conversation, especially being MCP. You are not just give direction only, but I think it will be good if you can give these resources, encourage your product head, encourage your MCP, have more conversation rather than just, I just say, oh, this is AIESEC 2025, just do it. Because people don't have clarity, they don't know what to do. They will lose the motivation and commitment. Yeah, thank you, Alicia. Anyone else want to share as the final one person? No, yes, no. If no, I will close in 3, 2, 1. But yeah, I think the way forward, the final topic, just share the slides, quickly sharing. So yeah, like this is a useful link for you. You can downstairs and understand what is the methodology we're going to use. And if you're interested in about how to create your 3-year milestone, this kind of future direction in your MD, feel free to let me know. First of all, is business model, AIESEC 2025, and AIESEC history. Another is a future search method. I didn't mention it for today, but majorly this is also the IC, like the brainstorming, like the procedure when it comes to the 5-year milestone and midterm ambition. So if you have any question, if you have any clarities you want to know, just feel free to let me know. Final thing, before you leave the space, I saw Nisha and Thomas, you already have like the session, like the feedback here. So it'd be really helpful. You can also give us the feedback, no matter time, no matter like the session quality, no matter delivery ways. And we as our team, we can also bring the review all the time. We can see how we can improve this program as the way forward. But yeah, like the final check before leaving this space, it will be really helpful. You can finalize this part. So yes, later on, we have 2 minutes left. So we can take a quick photo. I'll keep playing the music. If you are down for your feedback, and then can leave the space and see you in next week. So yes, I think I can take the screenshot since my internet is not lagging. So people look in front of the screen. So let's count the admin. We can start the recording.